But that's none of my business.
What's
right now, we're looking at, ooh, we got Scot and Glare, and we up against the boys, Ralphie and Utopian, right?
Oh, so that's Scot and Glare. Okay, I haven't seen
Yep.
them.
That's the brothers. I don't know.
I just thought two dudes came in from, like, like a rock concert or something. They're like, yo, can we play video games here? But nah, these are two very, very skilled players. Scot, a very notable Luigi in the NE region, along with Glare, who's been up and coming lately. Really, he's been pulling a lot better results since his switch to Bayo from DK. And Bayo DK, that's a volatile.
That in itself is pretty wild.
That's a pretty peck up. However, we get the defenders of NY Toddler Squad activate Ralphie and Ray.
So, honestly, one of East Coast's finest teams whenever they can static themselves.
We have custody.
When we got the custody of the boy, things look
now.
really good. And we're on Final Destination, things look even better for them. One of their best performing stages because of how well they're able to pressure the ground and continue a juggle game.
Now, Bayo Luigi is a very unorthodox team, I might admit, but with the addition of Bayo in there and Luigi, I can see lots of combo potential, and the offstage shenanigans are probably going to be crazy. However, I dare say Ray is the best doubles Rosa to do it in quite some time, and I really can't count them and Ralphie out. You got Ralphie, who's an incredibly solid Cloud, top 5 in the state right now, I believe, arguably.
It's looking like
it's looking good.
He's definitely got the
resume.
He's got the kills to make it look shiny enough.
The thing I love the most about Ralphie and Ray as a team is their positioning at all times. They really know how to play off each other, and you don't ever see them running over each other too much.
But if there's anything to note, I'm pretty sure Green Team's going to be wanting to press that situation where
definitely.
Team hitting is going to be consistent. They're going to want to close in constantly. The way that both Luigi and Bayonetta can control space and pressure their opponents, the closer they are, the worse things are going to be for Blue Team.
Not only that, but Bayonetta does an incredible job at dividing teams apart from each other. Bayo can just whisk away one teammate while the other one's left to fend for themselves, and no really team combos can be established. However, quick 56 damage right there is going to be racked up off that stellar team combo right there. Blue team looking pretty strong, but green, don't count out the green team just yet. Scot has been hanging on to that stock for so long. However, I bite my tongue, and he gets up-aired by Utopian Ray.
As right on cue, Blue Team managing to maintain that pressure even further. And Blue Team looking a bit dominant here just because they keep on pressuring right to the ledge, right at the weakest points for Bayonetta and Luigi when they don't have control. If they can't dictate where they're going to be placing their feet when they come back to stage, they're really in dire straits.
Kind of a slobber knocker that occurred right there. I believe not going to be the stock just yet for Ralphie. Making it back, but Ray finding himself down to stock after that situation. However, that was only his first stock. Ray has been hanging in there steadily, taking the front line, it seems. And I like that positioning play right there. Albeit it didn't work out, but Ralphie was ready for that follow-up right as Ray was in the front line. This Bayonetta stock is still going to last just a bit longer, though. It's kind of looking like a little nutty right now, to be honest.
Yeah, things are looking very volatile as Green Team is constantly pushing back against Blue Team every time they maintain a lead. And now, with them in control of the ledge, if they can maintain it, I feel like they can really bring back this deficit, especially considering like the percentages that have been built onto Blue Team. Ralphie's sitting at an enormous 158%, with Ray moving pretty close into that range as well.
Notice how Scot has been staying back most of the time, not really getting into the fray unless he knows he can get a guaranteed follow-up. He's just letting Glare handle the off-stage play because he knows he can. Ralphie going to drop that stock right there because of it, and that back air right there is going to also close another one. Team CT looking kind of nice right now.
Scot and Glare, of course, one of the better of the static teams that come out of New England and Connecticut specifically. They managed to showcase really well just how dangerous Bayonetta can be in teams. And when you take into consideration the pressure game that comes from Luigi, one of the most interesting grapplers in our game, you really get a chance to see how well someone can die.
And right now that Blade Beam right there coming out, not going to quite do it just yet on Scot. Up smash right there is going to take out Glare's stock. Now this is looking a lot more favorable for the blue team if they can just wrap up Scot's stock. However, Glare not going to get that kill right there just yet. Scot hanging on for dear life right now. Blue team also nearing very high percentages, so they have to take care of Scot right now if they're ever going to hope to get... Because once you get Bayo in the 2v1, it's going to look a lot more favorable because she can be pretty easily comboed. Oh, not going to quite get that conversion there. That's crucial.
It's not going to happen just yet, but the Wizards are setting themselves up at the ledge to the point where things are looking very favorable for Blue Team. But don't count Glare out just yet. especially if he manages to dig his heels right into Ralphie and set him up for the 1v1 situation. But considering how light Bayonetta is, being anywhere above Utopian Ray, kind of dangerous, just a little bit.
And Utopian does such a great job of juggling and maintaining that airspace. However, that Witch Twist is going to take out Luma pressure right there. Now this is looking like anyone's game. That down air right there is not going to do it just yet, but Luma is out of play. This is Blair's chance to go off stage.
We know from experience that Utopian Ray is very good at maintaining a good sense of patience, especially when he's without Luma. He needs to get that resource back, especially in a situation where at any point we could see Glare pressure out Ray. However, untimely Witch Time.
Whoa.
And a ridiculously late dare, managing to actually get the meteor.
No, we are at Orion right now, which is referred to as a constellation, and it's in space.
Yeah, we in space.
My boy just caught one of Saturn's rings into the blast zone. That was brutal.
He's orbiting somewhere right now. It's not looking too good for him. But I mean, hey,
patience right there from Ray, though. Honestly, not overcommitting and his stalling while returning back to stage and avoiding just all the shenanigans that Glare is throwing at him. Really good stuff. However, we're going to run it back to FD. Interesting counter pick because I know Bayo doesn't particularly have a bad stage, but FD is one of the less favorable ones. I wonder why they decided to run it back.
Now, mind you, the results of the last game were very close. If not for some really nice off-stage play from Utopian Ray that allowed him to close things out, the green team very well could have taken it. They were able to keep things rather neutral, and I feel like the absence of platforms is more important to keeping blue team from continuing their pressure than to building a pressure of their own.
What is happening? Ralphie just not being allowed to return back to stage, but actually a little bit of a goof right there because if he got that Cyclone, it would have put him in a lot better position to take that stock. However, not going to do it just yet, and no jump. Oh, okay, you didn't have to do that to him. Really, you didn't. It was unnecessary. After
the results of that last game, though, they got to do it to him. They got to put themselves back in here. A little bit of momentum boost as they take the lead.
Cyclone right there. Going to take Utopian Ray off the top right there. Green team looking mighty fine right now. However, that down smash right there is going to take out the first stock off of Glare. But the green team really did a great job of just controlling space, getting their team combos off, and putting Ralphie and Ray in a position where they just couldn't get anything out of it.
Almost have the full chimney sweep. Ralphie trying to kill at the ledge, but it's not going to be it just yet. Very good aggressive play from green teams, making sure that blue team can't really pressure out Scot well. Scot managing to stay in the thick of the damage, but he hasn't really been that threatened despite being in the middle of all the action.
I think he's kind of been staying back. I feel like Glare is taking the main role here as like the lead and also the disruptor in this situation. He's going to be one throwing the most of the punches, and Scot's going to lay back and play more of a support role in this scenario. He's going to wait for his follow-ups, wait to bail his teammate out of any trouble, and just get those nice moves to just not kill, but disrupt blue team from coming together as one unit.
Green team starting to really take this stage back, especially with a missed tech on the right-hand side of the stage. Ralphie and Utopian right now sitting on their last stocks, while both members of green team have a reserve. However, Glare looking a little dangerous right now, sitting at 118. He's able to make good use of that rage, but considering the pressure capable from Rosalina, especially if he's going to be unsafe in the air, the tie is looking very reasonable right now from blue team, especially if they can get this pressure off him.
And Scott's ability to maintain stocks quite a bit is that going to be... Oh, even he took some lunch money from him on the way down.
Bus fare.
He's like, oh, you're going down there? Whoops. Let me just pickpocket that real quick. And Utopian Ray stuck in a 3 stocks to 1 scenario right now. Not really looking too good for the boys. He's getting comboed into oblivion right now by Glare. No Luma on stage, and Scot is also down there waiting for the follow-up. Not going to quite get it. Oh!
Hey, green team took a game. But I'm not really sure how. I'm pretty sure I heard Rosalina get that down air.
Yeah, but
Scot didn't really care.
My man just fell a little bit too fast there.
He fallen down the game because we're sitting ourselves right in game 3.
Given that Ralphie and Ray did win that game 1, though, they do now have the stage counter pick advantage.
Right.
So I wonder what stage they're going to take it to. Back to FD again. Okay, this is the New York stubbornness where you're like, I feel confident we can beat them on this stage. Apparently they let it go because DSR is enabled here, I believe. But if the gentleman's like, what are you going to do?
Now, I feel like this is once again the situation where the same reason that green team brought us back to Final Destination, the absence of the platforms benefits them more than the idea of having the platforms to help themselves. But having an even amount of stocks might help things.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to paint a picture out of what just happened on the right-hand side of the field.
Ralphie kind of got gimped a ton, ate his jump up. Ray tried saving him, but it wasn't enough. I don't know what happened to Glare. Glare just decided to hang on the wall like Spider-Man, and then forgot that Bayonetta was a bat and not actually a spider, and just fell. He's like, all right, peace out. Charity stock. But things looking a lot more even now in this game, despite the weird start. Not going to quite get that save right there, unfortunately, or that stock. Yeah, Luigi's very, very potent off stage.
When he's in control.
Yeah, no kidding. If Luigi gets that Cyclone off, it's very, very difficult for Cloud to navigate past that once he doesn't have that jump. And even so, like, Luigi just does such a good job of just hovering there and controlling so much space right in front of the ledge. Luigi's literally the bouncer of Smash 4. He will not let you into the club. But regardless, though, Glare also dropping another stock right there.
A lot of pressure coming out from the blue team as they try to bring themselves back into it. Looking really dire for them in Game 3 as Green Team has a phenomenal lead right now, and they're looking to press that lead even further, but Glare having to use the rest of his resources to make sure that he can get backstage. He can't secure the kill, but he's going to be able to do it with a witch twist.
I'd really like to see Ralphie like not hanging out around the ledge as much, and also Ray kind of needs to come in and bail him out, because once Scott has Ralphie off stage, it's very, very difficult for Ralphie to, even with his mix-ups and recovery, and Ralphie's really good at recovering with Cloud. It's just nigh impossible with that much space being controlled and that hitbox being thrown up by the Luigi Cyclone.
Yeah, very unusual sense of dissonance from the members of the blue team who often showcase such excellent synergy and how well they want to execute their plans or save each other. But here in Game 3, I don't know, man.
Bat within right there. Going to be saving Glare from a precarious situation right there. As Ralphie's now even struggling to find his footing right here. Ray at 110%. If they could maybe nail this stock off of Glare, I can see a little glimmer of hope right now. But right now it's looking very, very scary. Backer right there is going to take that. Ralphie's now stuck in a 3-stock-to-1 situation. It is not looking good for him. If they get him off stage even once, it could prove dire. But it might not matter because he might be going off the top.
He's living. And he's just going to let it rip in a very poor decision.
Oh, my God.
However, all right.
He's fine. He's in there still. He's still fighting it out.
Yeah, and we dribbling out here.
And
we dribbling.
Stock, yeah. Maybe he thought, oh, my God. Waff is angry.
This is angry Waff. This is Waff that wants to see victory. Waff that is definitely not content with the beginning. Yeah. But that's just how it goes. It was just that little bit of a misplay that Scott and Glare needed, and they were able to secure their way right deeper into the losers bracket. And now